We as humans are great in delegating. We delegated physical work to machines after industrial revolution. Subsequently, the computing work of a human brain was delegated to computers. Soon thereafter, the computers were also delegated with the task of controlling the machines. And now, the humans are beginning to delegate one of the brain's most complex tasks called decision making. Welcome to the data powered world of artificial intelligence. Globally, several models, including automated valuation models, are getting trained to mimic humans. We learn from five senses, but machines learn only from data, making data the new age wealth. Historical data is used to train automated valuation models to predict property valuations accurately. With the help of structured data, many firms in developed countries, including small valuation firms, have trained and deployed their own AVMs. Data is the new age wealth. Collect, validate, manage exceptions, store, protect. Introducing a partner in wealth creation.
Presenting to you eValo, India's first AI-powered, easy-to-use valuation software for small, medium, and large firms. Intuitive user interface, exhaustive validation rules for quality data collection, inbuilt controls to help you manage exceptions, most secure cloud storage platform protects your data like never before. बनाओ डेटा को आपका बेटा बाद में एवीएम बनेगा डेटा का बेटा.
Good evening. I'm Pavitra, Product Deployment Strategist at eValo. On behalf of eValo, I would like to extend a very warm welcome you all to this virtual event and welcome you all for our eValo Virtual Office product launch. We thank you all for taking time out of your schedule and joining us for this event. It is so great to be with all of you and such a great turn from different states. In a moment, I'll be introducing our two speakers who will present the eValo Virtual Office. I'm really excited. eValo Virtual Office is one among us the very few software to be launched through webinar. The event is being recorded. The recorded version of this webinar link, various presentation, will be sent to your email. Following our speakers, we will leave a few questions from our audience and to make this virtual event more interactive. Your active participation is important throughout the session. All participants on listen only mode. You can enter your questions only at the Q&A section below. You can hear from Mr. Krish Sudhakar, promoter cum chief product officer at eValo, a chartered accountant by qualification, technology enthusiast, avid learner, and an active researcher, and Mr. Vijayanand, Head Solutions Catalyst at eValo. An engineering graduate, heads the Solution Engineering Group for eValo. Vijay also possesses nearly 2 decades of business processes transformation experience. Before joining us, Vijay has held a variety of roles across multiple sectors, including banking, telecom, and IT companies like ICICI Bank, Aircel, Airtel, etc. Thank you to Krish and Vijay for joining us today. Now, to kickstart this event, I'll leave it to Krish.
Well, thank you, Pavitra. It was indeed a great introduction. At the outset, I wish to thank the Almighty, the state government and the central governments, its authorities, police, doctors, and the other frontline warriors who've been tirelessly working towards keeping us all safe during these challenging times. On the other side, we're also happy that the recovery process has begun and some of the sectors have started showing up, showing up signs of recovery. At this juncture, I take the immense pleasure of welcoming you all to this one of its kind webinar, a very special webinar. And I also wish to thank you all for pulling out your time on a Sunday afternoon between 4 to 5. It's indeed awesome. And close to about 400, 500 registrations is what we have received, which is awesome. We are indeed thrilled and we are happy to be showcasing our product before you. Why is this event considered to be so special? There are actually quite a few reasons behind this event being so special. Probably for the first time in India, we have a software which is going to cost you less than your monthly electricity bill. Believe me, it's going to cost you less than $1,200 a month. Probably for the first time in India, a software to eliminate wastages in your process. And also software which saves nearly 60% of your time, which I mean here the proprietor or the director or the partner's time, and about 40% of your team's time. And as we move forward, we'll be showing you how exactly Evalo's virtual office is going to be doing that for you. And one other unique advantage of this is probably the first time in India, a software which is going to help you control your employees from wherever you are. And not just your employees, you can manage your clients, you can manage your invoicing, and there are far good number of features which is only going to make your life even more simpler and easier as it moves on. Probably for the first time, a software which has an implementation time of less than 24 hours from creating your account. It's made as simple as that. You don't need to really have a long training curve or a long implementation curve. Just subscribe to it. Your account shall get activated within about 48 hours time. And once your activation is done, from then on, you can actually go live in 24 hours. It normally takes much lesser than that. It actually takes about 2 to 3 hours. To be on the safer side, or I'm just giving you a 24-hour time frame. Probably for the first time, a software which is developed exclusively for the valuation business, so that what happens is it streamlines your process so simply, so simplified that it saves a lot of time for you, and you can divert that towards business development or branch expansion or team training or whatever you want to do. We are going to save you more time with the help of the software, and we shall again show this also as we move on into this presentation. Apart from all these, a software which is directly going to help you to be compliant with IBS and IBBI regulations. These regulations do stipulate that you need to save your records or store your valuation documents for as much time as you may deem fit. So this software gives a provision for that, and we will show you how that happens. And probably yet another one of its kind, a software where the all your records, all the records pertaining to your particular any particular valuation gets stored in your own Google Drive. You may be rest assured that your data is only with you. It is going to be only in your own Google Drive. And last but not least, probably a software which is going to help you easily adapt to the new normal of working from home. And fortunately or unfortunately, we don't know how this is going to pan out, but yet this as a tool is certainly going to help you manage this situation in a far more easier and a more controlled manner. And may I now take the immense pleasure of welcoming you all to this special webinar to mark the launch of Evalo's Virtual Office, the first of its kind software in India for valuation professionals. But even before we move forward into the product, it's worth sharing a brief insight into Evalo's evolution. The software development per se did not begin yesterday or last year. It actually began in 2009. The first valuation software that we developed was called as Real-Time Processing System, and that happened in 2009. It began in 2009 and it was launched in 2010. It was called as Real-Time Processing System because it was creating an integration, a real-time integration, a process integration between the multiple stakeholders in a valuation function. Later in 2014, the entire platform was upgraded with with the advanced technologies which then existed, and it was renamed as Recon. Recon per se is a name which symbolizes the process of performing calculations with numbers. So in this version, in the 2014 version, Recon was developed with the capability of arriving at the valuations of properties. Though this was not comprehensive, covering all types of properties, but yet we made a modest or a humble beginning to that, and it was fairly successful with the given advancements in technology that then existed. Later in 2018, Recon was again revamped, and it was rebranded as Valo for the first time. Valo actually means man of light and can be closely associated with aura and cosmic energy. In Valo, the report preparation activity was attempted to be automated, and I would say we were close to about 60-65% successful in that attempt. But the technology really started advancing very rapidly, especially over the last 3 years. If you look at our journey, the first product came up in 2009, then the redevelopment happened in 2014, the third redevelopment happened in 2018, and from then on, you won't believe me, for every single year we have continuously redeveloped the software. In 2019, this Valo was actually revamped because of the rapid technological advancement. We thought Valo can probably be made more agile and dynamic, and that gave birth to the conceptualization of what is popularly called as eValo. It was in 2009 that eValo was first launched in India. eValo is India's first AI-powered valuation software, an entirely made in India product, a product which was designed after extensive global research. It was designed not only for process management, but it was actually designed to act as an aid to the decision making. We thought we should help the proprietor, partner, or director to take decisions. The recommender engines which were there in the product actually used to recommend whether if a property is positive or negative, or whether if any additional documents are required, or if they are adequate, and those were the capabilities which was inbuilt into this. It had a neural net based artificial intelligence algorithm broadly to provide more deeper exhaustive insights to the value to the owners and the proprietor. However, it came up with its own set of challenges, and the biggest challenge was it was really heavy on data. Data was key for all these algorithms to run, and we had to have extensive discipline in terms of capturing those data. The algorithms relied only on data, and that data had to emanate from the report typing team and from the site engineers. And this, what resulted in extensive revamping of their existing practices at the valuers' offices, which the teams found it to be very difficult. Now, say for example, if we were to buy a car which is on manual gear and you have a driver, and it's pretty easy for a person to change the car without a change in the gear. If the gear is going to be the same way, a manual car to another manual car, you may probably have additional features within the car, but slight alterations in the size of the car, a person will comfortably change over to the new car. But the moment you change him over from a manual to an automatic, then there is some element of uneasiness which comes inside. He finds it difficult to adapt himself to the change, and that's exactly what happened when eValo was introduced. The teams found it extremely uncomfortable, and they thought they took more time to adapt themselves to the process. Same happens when you change from a manual to an automatic gear, and this feedback started coming up from most of our clients, and we had to respond to it. We had to respond to it on a very urgent basis, and that's exactly what we did. Within a matter of 30 days, from this issue getting raised, or this feedback being received, we revamped the entire platform, plugged out quite a lot of algorithms which were heavily centric on disciplined data. Those algorithms were plugged out. Some of the recommender engines were plugged out, and then the UI was changed, and it was significantly, and so that the user experience and the user adaptability and acceptability increases significantly. And within a period of 30 days, we were able to redevelop the entire platform, and it was deployed. And this is how the revised platform stands as of now. While the original platform, if I may show you, was something like this, where we had the documents appearing on the right hand side, and then the data entry pane was on the left hand side. This is indeed an amazing platform. but airtight in terms of data entry discipline. So we somewhere thought that it will take some more time before we can actually go ahead deploying this with our existing clients. So once this was deployed, amazingly the learning curve of the last mile users जो type कर रहा था, जो valuation site visit कर रहा था, उनका जो data entry time or the learning curve typically crashed into 45 days. From 9 months, it came down to 45 days, which was amazing, and most of the clients were actually quite happy. And this is exactly the curve which happened. Now, Evalo, when it was Evalo 1.0, it started off in a very flat manner, and then it dipped because of the discipline in data entry, and then it started moving up. And once the version 1.0.2 was released, the performance started picking up. And now at this level, the actual benefits of the software, though not the entire benefits, at least to a reasonable extent, has now started building up. And now our clients have started getting dashboards over a period of time, and then various other advantages which comes along with the product have started coming inside. And this is briefly about our journey with regard to these existing products. Now, coming over to why we are here today. As we started engaging with the valuer fraternity more extensively, there was a widespread desire amongst the valuation fraternity to have a product which is far more generic in nature. I mean, this existing product was catering to real estate sector, and considering the data discipline, we had to restrict it to few types of properties, like for example, individual houses or vacant land, or for that matter, flats. And it was airtight because the data discipline was very high. But what generally the valuers felt was we need a platform which is more generic in nature, and because I, as a valuer, may get I may be good in, say for example, real estate valuation, but I may have yet another partner of mine who is specialized in plant and machinery, yet another yet another partner who could be into some other type of valuation. So they preferred something which is more generic in nature and which is more adaptable and does not really get impacted because of the geographical differences. As you all know, there exists quite a lot of geographical variances in this country. And so they wanted a platform which fits into this requirement, and also something which is far more affordable considering the present scenario which is prevailing in India. Now, so that is exactly what we had to work around, and that's precisely the reason why we are all meeting up together on this 31st day of May 2020 for the launch of India's first software built exclusively for Indian valuation professionals, and introducing to you Evalo's virtual office. And as I move forward, I would really want to thank our existing clients and also appreciate their feedback for the amazing and valuable feedback, cooperation, and unconditional support and love they have extended to Evalo, without which I'm sure we would not have been successful in implementing in reducing the implementation time to 45 days. See, broadly, India is a very, very complex country. I mean, I think all of you would agree with me on that. There are variances which exist between one state to another state, one city to another city, one town to another town within the same country. So this being the extent of variances, managing all these into a particular platform was actually challenging. So this, and but this whole unimaginable support and love that it was in a very tight environment, I'm sure we would not have been able to consider to be a paramount importance. The implementation. And once we started rolling it out, 45 days, I wish to once again place on record other clients where we had challenges was with gratitude to all our existing clients. Adaptability of the existing Evalo's virtual, in the sense the last mile users, which included the report typing team. Let me just quickly tell you what makes every single layer we started collecting minute, it's amazingly easy for your team. What happened was these screens have been designed in such a way that there is not going to be more than 2 or 3 tabs
started
and each tab will not have
creating
more than 2 or 3 streets.
resistance, and
That's
actually
exactly
the
how
learning
every
curve,
single
which
tab has
was
been designed.
otherwise supposed
Now,
to be
what
about
we
2.5 to 3
broadly
months,
tried to achieve
suddenly
is
shot up to about
change the
8 to 9 months,
process
and
in
that
which the
made things
valuation
extremely
report is
complex.
generated,
And most of our clients
retain the
came back to us
practices
saying that
which
because
people generally follow. Now,
the
the
report, I think,
resistance or
team's
the
learning curve was
implementation
slightly
change
higher.
comes only when you try
They
to
are
change the
committing to quite a
process.
few
Now,
errors, and then they
assuming
are
someone
trying to
who has been
penetrate
used
themselves, and the
to
learning curve is quite high.
driving
And
a particular car
we
with
were
a manual
actually left
gear,
with
he
very
will be
little
easy
time
to
to
probably
respond, and the
accommodate or
feedback which
adapt
they
himself
gave
to
us
another
was
car with a
extremely
manual gear.
critical.
But if in case you're
And
going to put him into an
we
automatic
had to
gear,
respond to
there
it,
will be
and
some
that's
element
exactly
of
what we did. We got back to the
some
drawing board,
element of
completely
uneasiness with
revamped
his
the
existence. He
entire
would be
platform.
having
We
some time to adapt
entirely
himself to
revamped the
that change.
platform,
That's
pulled
exactly
out
what
some of
we
the
wanted to
algorithms,
avoid.
pulled out
We
some
wanted
of
to
the areas
upgrade
which
the
were
car
actually causing the
from
hassles in the whole
from
data entry cycle. And
X model to a bigger car, which is Y model. So at this point of time, it's going to be a car which runs equally, which runs similarly. But then, from a driver's experience, from a driving standpoint, we didn't want to complicate his experience, or we didn't want to complicate how he feels using this, simply because he need not change too much. All that he needs to do is he's driving a car in the same manner, in the same fashion. Just that there is something more in the front and something more in the back. That's the tweaking which we thought we must be doing from the existing process to the new process. So the biggest challenge area which came to us was on the report generation. Report generation piece is actually a huge area by itself. Every single state, every single city, every single town, every single valuer have their own methods and approaches for a particular record in a particular field, in a particular report. There are numerous cases where for one particular bank, one particular field, the value in A valuer changes with a value given by a B value. I'm not referring to the valuation value. I'm referring to the field input which is being given by A valuer and B valuer. They are all professionals. They are all good in whatever they're doing, and they know what they are. The reason why I highlighted this was there exists so much of variation within this country, India as a whole. Now, I did go through some of the webinars of Mr. Sahu and few others, where it was indicated that the report standardization is likely to happen once the valuation bill is passed, or the authority or the appropriate authority is being is set up. So maybe that could take a couple of years, or whatever time it takes to let it go on. But until then, we thought it would be appropriate for us to keep the report element in the same manner and style in which they are presently using, so that shrinks the report, the learning curve significantly. It's like a manual gear to a manual gear, rest all in the car, all of the features in the car, like a superior AC or a high speed or a power steering, power windows, everything else comes with niche segment, excepting the gear where the actual complication comes inside. So we don't expect, with this software, you need not expect your team to change their practice. All they need to do is change only their process. Now, to just give you a simple example on how it happened, this was our original Evalo's real estate appraisal, immovable asset appraisal platform. The ones you see on the left hand side are the screens which a data entry operator typically enters, and on the right is the mobile application which the valuer enters. This application, though initially was absolutely awesome, it is, even though it is absolutely awesome from an owner or a director or a proprietor standpoint, but from the end user standpoint, they started coming up with innumerable reasons, which included the app was not functioning, the app was slow, the data entry is taking too much time, and all those reasons started coming up. While the same platform is amazingly working with a couple of other valuers, where the team has already adapted and they are working on this. And we are in fact at an advanced stage of AVM development. And I would be, maybe in about 3 to 4 weeks time, we should be able to share the happy news with you that our client and that valuation firm is likely to release the first AVM on a pan-India basis. So this is exactly when a valuer is able to do, when the valuers in a particular office is able to do, the employees in the other offices are not able to, simply because they are not yet adapted to this particular technology. They are working on semi-automated models, which includes the words and the excels of the country. But when it comes to a platform, those firms where they've already used a particular software, their acceptance rate was slightly higher than those firms where the words and excels have ruled all these years.
So that's exactly the concern and the challenge that we had to address. And we've overcome that in this particular model, and that's how this platform is likely to be unique, because it retains your existing practices and it completely revamps your process. Over the next few screens, I can just show you how amazingly the whole platform revamps your process, and also the benefits that you derive from revamping the process. Now we have made some smart changes in your in the platform, and which have actually resulted in a huge saving. Let me just give you a simple example of what happens typically in a valuer's office. Assuming a trigger comes inside, there are four inputs which we generally capture: the name of the which is being received, not typically a bank or a corporate or a private equity investor, and then the address of the asset, which could be a motor vehicle, it could be an immovable asset, it could be a plant and machinery, whatever. And then there's a contact number of the person who needs to be contacted, and the applicant's name. These four information are the basic, standard, common information which gets collected irrespective of the purpose of loan or the type of property. Irrespective of these two parameters, these four information is common. Now just look into this table which is there before you. These four parameters get entered 34 times. It's the same information on one particular report, when as it passes through every single layer, starting from initiation to scanning and storing the documents to assigning, etc., 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 to invoicing. These four information get captured 34 times. Now this survey was conducted in across 60 to 65 valuation firms spread across the country, and this was done over the last 2.5 to 3 months, and this is a summation of all that survey results which have come and say. I think these 64 valuation firms are broadly a representative of what happens across the country, because we have taken very small firms to medium size, to small firms, to large firms, to very large firms. So it was a sample which had a mix of all kind of participants, industry participants. It also had few non-immovable property valuers also. And in this whole process, this 34 times has consumed in all 41 minutes. What should have taken not more than 7 to 8 minutes. Capturing the bank name once, capturing the address once, the contact number once, the applicant name once. These four information, instead of getting captured once and consuming 7 to 8 minutes, has sucked out 41 minutes in the entire system. Imagine this is just for one single case. If in case a valuation firm is going to do about 100 cases in a month, they are wasting roughly about 3,200 minutes, which is entirely 2 full days. 2 full days of your entire team gets wasted for just capturing these four information, which is necessary only once. And this is where Evalo's virtual office really comes to play. We eliminate duplicity completely. Now, these four parameters have been duplicated 8 times, unimaginable. It is 8 times these four parameters are entered in multiple levels by each user, starting from initiation to data entry to report typer to valuation engineer to invoicing to the guy who takes the printout and goes and gives it to the banker. At every single level, there has been this entry, this information, which is getting manually recorded and spending about 41 minutes on just this one single report. And from a private sector standpoint, with the average revenue per report, the cost we incur per minute is extremely critical, and wastages on these matters is definitely going to pull the bottom line significantly. Let me go a step further, and the data at the proprietor and director and the partner level is even more, trust me, even more interesting. Now, this table quickly takes you through the existing process and what Evalo proposes and the time saved. Now, broadly speaking, on a 9-hour day, this is again averaged out, because I do understand that the month beginnings are different, the month ends are different, but somewhere over a period of 3 months, if you look at it, it will be like a wave and it somewhere averages out. This is one such an average of 7 different activities from about 64 different samples collected from across the country. Now, typically, at the proprietor or promoter level, they spend about, on an average, 50 hours per month. This is again an average. That is two hours per day. And on business promotion, again, I'm sorry, this should be, it is not minutes per day, it is hours per day. And business promotion is about half an hour, or rather about 12.5 hours. Site engineer management, couple of hours a day. Either they or their immediately closely most trusted resource, who is again most likely the second costliest resource inside the entire system. So they spend about 2 hours a day. Report management team managing them. I'm just saying managing them. 2 hours, and then follow up on invoice and collection. This generally becomes critical during the month ends when the workload is also high and the invoice management also becomes high. And then fetching data and information. My goodness, this has been one of the most problematic areas. I'll explain it to you how it happens with a use case. And then client escalation and queries, which probably we really can't avoid, or which really can't be set aside, because that's exactly where our business relationship gets enhanced. So this is how the time happens. And I've also given here in the next two columns the time which eValo takes. On the report review, there is a definite saving of at least 30 minutes per day, which amounts to about 12.5 hours. On the site engineer management, I can show you now in some time as to how easy it becomes. 1 hour per day can comfortably be removed from your working calendar. Report management, again 1 hour. And then fetching data and information, I was conservative when I put this 1 hour. Even that would not be required. It would just be in few minutes you could fetch all the relevant data that you would require. In all, we are saying at least 40% of your per day time, which amounts to about 10 days per month, gets saved, comfortably saved. And this additional time definitely contributes towards improving your business promotion activities, or exploring the possibilities of starting up branches in other areas, or adding up new clients at your disposal. But this software over a period of time will definitely save your time by nothing less than 40% compared to whatever is presently having. And in the previous slide, when we save 2 mandates for just 100 reports in your office of all your staff put together, a significant cost reduction or significant capacity increase is what you're building by reducing the time or eliminating the wastages. What I showed you was just on 4 parameters, but on a whole, with regard to the entire processing cycle, you would be saving nothing less than 40%. So out of what the time which was now taken for 100 reports, in the same time, you can now process 140 reports. That's exactly what we're trying to say. Your capacity is now straight away increasing with this eValo's virtual office coming into place. Now, let us just quickly get our hands into the software for me to just show you how easy it is to probably have a check on your valuation engineers, or for that matter on the data, on the fetching data and information. I'll just show you how simple and easy it is. I'll quickly take you through to the platform, and this is the login page of the reviewer, or considered to be the proprietor director, or the key personnel in a valuation office. Now, at the landing itself, he can clearly know what has happened in his office for that particular day. This is accessible to him from anywhere and everywhere. It need not necessarily be within the office premises. He can stay anywhere, and by just logging into his account of eValo, he would be able to access this detail and see how many cases were initiated for that particular day and how many have been visited at that particular point of time. Now here he come over, here you will see that what has been completed, what has been fixed is 18 more is still pending, and 9 more have been completed, which means 33% has got completed. Now with regard to visit completion and document entry, all these days this information is on WhatsApp. Now imagine a situation if a client is going to call and ask, if a banker is going to call and ask about the status of a particular case, then the immediate process is we'll have to ask one of our one downs, and then they will have to ask the report team, and then they will have to ask the valuation engineer. And if the valuation engineer doesn't really pick up the call, everything follows back again, and then we'll say the client that, okay, I'll call you back. I'm unable to get the data information right now. I'll update myself and give you back a call. Then the valuation engineer calls back, the entire process restarts, and you get the information, and we call the banker and we tell them that this site visit has happened or not happened. Just imagine something which should have ideally got closed in less than 1 minute involves the action of 3 or 4 people in the whole system once, twice, and then again 2.5 times when the valuation engineer calls back. This is a situation when we are in office. Imagine we are not in office. When the promoter or the partner is outside the office premises, it gets even more complicated. It gets even more complex. Now, to address all those situations, that's exactly where this software provides you an amazing tool. Now, if I may just click on this button over here, which is nothing but, just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Now, if you look at this particular screen, this shows to you exactly where your valuer is presently located. And along with that, now if I click on this icon, I hope this is visible to most of you. I click on this icon, this will clearly say the name of the valuer, how many cases was assigned to him, and how many cases he's completed, how many more pending, and the status of him which is on duty, and when did we last get an update of that particular valuer's location, 436. Now, similarly, if you look at this gentleman over here, he has a total of 4 cases and he has completed 2 cases. 2 more cases are pending, and we got a last update of his location at 4:36 p.m. and he is still on duty. Likewise, you will clearly know where exactly your valuer is presently located, and understanding the valuer and seeing the direction in which he is going. Now, this gentleman has this one property, so he is heading towards this direction, and this property is over here, and this is assigned to valuer called Tilak. The name of the client is Raja Kumar, and which bank it is, when was the on which date the appointment was fixed, and what is the reference number of that particular case. If you look at the orange color icons, these are the icons where the visit has already been completed. The moment a visit is completed, this icon will change to orange color. Until it is completed, it will be green in color. Now here you will get the understanding of what is the name of the applicant, which bank, etc., and the same set of information. Now, at wherever you are, whenever you are, if in case you want to really see what exactly the valuation, the site engineers are up to, and where, how many visits they have completed, or how many visits more pending, this one single page will comprehensively give you every single information. Now, this as an extension will also be provided when you're assigning a particular case. Depending on the location of the property, you can assign it to multiple valuers depending on his proximity to a particular property. That apart, now assuming a client calls you and asks you, I want a valuation report. I mean, calls you, you or anyone in your office, and asks you for an urgent valuation report. All you need to do is just ask for the client that particular location. And if they are going to say, for example, I pick up an example of Roypeta over here, and the client says the property is in Roypeta, I can search over here, and this will tell me which is the valuer who is closest to this property, and also tell me how many more cases are pending with him, what is the time now, will he be able to visit the property. If there is space, if there is time, you can straight away accommodate this case and initiate a case and have that case assigned to this valuer, and instantaneously, within a matter of few seconds, an additional business has already come inside, because of the speed at which you are able to understand the load of your manpower. If in case you really don't find a space for this valuer, you may probably say him no. But most of the cases, whenever a client calls, at least you would be able to answer to him within few seconds at just a click of a button. The same situation I would further extend it, and imagine a client asks for a status of a property, whatever I had told you before. And the banker calls up and says that I have a loan account number of, say, 809, and I want to know the status of that. All you need to do is just click on this red color button, a pop-up opens up, and here you have multiple filters, which includes the bank name, loan account number, borrower name, mobile number of the borrower, because that is one thing which will be available with both the parties, because even in borrower name, There could be few spelling mistakes, and in reference ID, maybe our team might not have captured it. So mobile number is something which we found was universally available, even with the valuer's office and with the banker. So this we thought was an essential field, and that we have given as a search criteria. Once we are done with this, put this loan account number and search for it, and you get all the information pertaining to loan account numbers which are very similar to that. Now, in this case, here not only would you have a complete description of the property along with the status of the property. Now, this an appointment has been fixed. It has been fixed for Tilak Valuer, and the name of the client is Nilavini, and it is currently the case is with Mr. Tilakval, who is the valuation engineer. While on the other side, we also have something which is matching with 809, and that has come in because if you look at this Axis Bank loan account number, here you have these 3 digits, which is 809, and that is exactly what I typed. And these 809 characters, wherever be it in their loan account number, it need not necessarily be at the beginning or at the end. Anywhere be it, it picks it up and it shows it to you. Assuming it is an Axis Bank client and the name of the applicant is Pamela Solomon, this is what your client wanted to discuss with you on. Instead of going back to your team, asking them to send the report to you, or digging into your mailbox, searching into your mailbox, and not knowing which was the latest report which I had sent, all those hassles are now removed. At just a click of a button, you would be able to see entirely whatever has happened on this particular account. Now, let me take up one other example of, say, yeah. Now, if you look at it, this is Axis Bank 908 TK Test is the name of the applicant. Now, you would see an additional this one over here, which is called as an Open Drive. This is exactly what I indicated to you in my 4th slide, where your data is going to be in your drive. Your data will be very well safe and secured and stored in your drive, because there are quite a lot of valuers who have asked me doubts on, or rather expressed their concerns on cloud storage. See, may I just take this opportunity to clearly clarify that the entire world is now on cloud. We also, most of our devices, almost every single minute, we interact with the cloud. Cloud is now universal. Banking institutions and a few other selected deployments are still continuing on their own dedicated server. That is simply because of the extreme sensitivity of the data and the cost of replenishing the data or replacing the data, or multiple other reasons. They still continue to be on their exclusive dedicated mainframe based data in their own warehouse. Apart from that, almost all, I strongly I've been given to understand that even NASA's a significant part of their storage is vested with cloud. Pentagon was also vested with cloud. Now, this is how the cloud infrastructure works. Having said that, we also came across situations where Pentagon was hacked, Pentagon's server was hacked, and this is happening on one side, which continues to happen. Now, why I want to say that is, now to annul all those concerns, to eliminate all those concerns, we have now brought in the data directly to your own Google Drive, which is associated with your Gmail ID. For every valuer's firm, you can create a drive, give us the path to the drive, and whatever data which gets generated on a particular report goes and sits in that particular file in this manner. Here you go. All information, all the images that was taken by the valuer, all the reports that you had generated. Now, if in case I want to click on this, you can click and view on this, view on the next image. Whatever was done pertaining to that particular property is available with you at just the click of a button. Now here, not just that, you also have the documents which were also submitted. So in compliance with the IVS and IBBI, all the documents pertaining to all the records that you have received in whatever form, you can clearly upload the same and attach it in eValo, and eValo consolidates that for you and puts it across in a folder, and the folder will be based on a particular date. On 27th, whatever has happened, all those come in a particular folder. Now imagine this in the existing process was a manual process. The person who scans will have to scan it, upload it, attach it to WhatsApp, send it to the valuer. The valuer sends it back with the report, and then the documents will have to be viewed. All those processes are done away with. Report executive life was so miserable. When we did this research, we really came to know that the images, the way they come from the valuers from the site, they get mixed up. Property A, property B, they spend so much time in really sorting out these images and trying to match between them basis the commonalities which existed between the internal photographs. That's exactly the report executive team in most of the offices have reverted back to us. Now with Evalo, that problem of yours is solved. The person who initiates it or the person who scans it, uploads it once. That goes into the server. From there, when the case gets initiated to the valuer, these documents automatically gets fetched and goes to the valuer in his mobile application. He sees it there, and then he uploads whatever information is required or photos which is required. He submits it. All this as a package comes out to the report executive. The report executive just needs to download all of these, review all of these, prepare the report in whatever form and style, the manual gear, the Word or Excel, whatever they're doing, attach these images and upload the report and send it across to the reviewer. And at your level, it is even more easier. This is at a reviewer's level where they would be able to just click on whatever cases the report executive has completed, and they sequentially come one below the other, which will show you whether if a particular case has been completed or whether if the report executive has completed. And this is exactly how it comes. At a reviewer level, you would be surprised to see that not only does the report comes here, the documents which were given comes over here, the property images comes over here, and also additionally we would be giving one more feature, additional feature, which my colleague Mr. Vijay would be taking you through over this process. May I think I've come to fairly towards the conclusion of my bit of the whole presentation. At this juncture, I just wanted to share one particular piece of information. Evalo's virtual office is not the destination. I would rather say this is just the beginning. The beginning we thought would happen in the simplest and the easiest possible manner, not from the director or promoter's perspective. Of course, they do tend to benefit significantly, but easy to use is where the success of a particular product lies. Now, the ease of using at a graduate level or at an engineer level or a site engineer level, where these guys keep roaming around, they consider change to be a big pain. So we have managed to give all other luxury within the car. Everything else has been in compliance with the Mercedes or whatever it is in the world, but accepting the manual gear to automated gear, that's the only change we have done. And we thought maybe that all these features come inside, and as and when you feel appropriate from your side, where the team is good enough, or there where the because as I tell you, the formats change between institution to institution, from bank to bank, the formats change, from place to place, the field values change. We would definitely require your support and cooperation for us to really customize as we move on, because we thought state level, city level customization would be fine. No, it is not the case. Valuer level customization is required, and that's exactly where the time factor really comes to play, and the implementation curve really gets stretched out. So as we move on, as we commence the journey with Evalo's virtual office, and I would also want to really state that this platform is generic in nature. Any valuation report, irrespective of the type of property or irrespective of the purpose of loan, can be uploaded in this. We would really want to extend our product to cover more types of property classes apart from just immovable property asset class. We would want to really cover multiple other multiple properties over a period of time. So we would be really happy and to have all of you on board. And once again, before I really conclude my session, I would really want to thank one and all of you. We were overwhelmed with the kind of response that we have got for this webinar. This is first of its kind launch of a software, probably I think the first of its kind in India, a launch happening over a webinar, and we've got registrations far beyond 500. And we were actually overwhelmed, and we really thank you for the love and for all the support that you've been extending to us. I really want to once again thank and appreciate the support extended to eValo by our existing subscribers. We are really grateful to you. Your support and feedback has helped us improvise significantly. This is just the beginning of the journey. As we move on, the upgraded products are already available, and these have already been tested and deployed, and we know where exactly we at what stage we can start migrating to the higher layers. So the growth, or in terms of the complete automation, the path to complete automation is readily available with eValo. And with this word of confidence, I once again thank one and all of you. And I now call upon my colleague, Mr. Vijay, to come over and share some of the few features within this limited time. Vijay, on to you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Sudhakar. I think it's been a very elaborate explanation about the whole journey and the features.
Thank you. Vijay. It's the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks. So first of all, I'll just thank all the participants who have taken their time off to join the webinar. I will not spend too much time for the want of time availability. So post the session, we will open the floor for question and answers. So quickly, let me just show our mobile application screen, followed by our reviewer and few of the features on top of what Mr. Krish has explained to you. Just give me a moment. So this is how our mobile application looks like. The mobile application is basically given to the field engineer. So all the cases which gets assigned to him will be available on this particular screen. So there is a list view, whatever the field visits which has been assigned for the specific engineer is available here. So once he chooses the particular, reaches the particular place, he'll be able to call the applicant from that from here itself, from the latitude longitude which has been fed into the application. The application will help him, guide him to reach the particular place also. So property documents are also available on the application. So he can choose the property location and to capture the location coordinates. So this particular screen is where the field engineer will capture the property pictures. These 4 are mandatorily has to be taken from the application, and the rest of the internal pictures can be taken from the gallery. So once he's done with that, I'll just quickly skip through this for the want of time. Once he submits this case, all the property details will reach the backend web application in few minutes time. So let me just quickly move through the web application, where there are few features which I would just like to explain to you. So this is a review. This is at the reviewer stage. Of course, before this, there are a couple of one data entry stage where all the property details come in, and the data entry operator picks up the property pictures and documents and prepares the reports and upload it into the system. So once it's submitted, it comes to the reviewer at this stage. Assuming you are the reviewer, so let's say you pick up this case to check what is the property document which is prepared. What is the report which is prepared by the data entry operator, the documents corresponding to that, property images, and we here provide the map. Basically, this is a valuation comparable from the property. Let's say the green one is the subject property, and these are the property data from your own database. Let's say you have done some valuations around this particular location. All the data will be available for you to check. Let's say you choose this particular property, you can know what value you have given for this particular property, what is the type of property, when it was done, and how far is it from this subject property. So this basically gives you a good confidence to value the subject property. This is one feature, which is very unique feature that we have. So also we most of the time a lot of time which is spent in the office whether to check if this particular property was already valued or not valued. So we have provided a dedupe feature. So once you select that, around that space or based on the latitude longitude of this subject property or the applicant's mobile number, the corresponding matching property comes up. So you will be able to open these documents and check if the property is the same as subject property, and you can replicate those pictures and documents from that document also. So assuming if it is a very unique property, you can check these property details and edit it and approve it. And if even you want to assign a rework back to a data entry operator, you will be able to do it from here. So we also provided, we also have an option for you to completely track your MIs. You can download the cases from here. You can choose basis the stage of completion, whether it is completed, how many is visit completed. All those multiple options are available for you to download the MIs from the system. So you have all the data, let's say for this particular time frame, whatever cases that you've completed, your team has completed and reports has been sent to the banker, you want to raise an invoice, you can filter this option and download this into an Excel. And you have the data for you to prepare the invoices. Once you prepare the invoices, you can upload the invoices into the system, and you can completely track whether which all invoices you have raised, which you have received payments. The entire workflow is completely end to end, right from initiation of a particular case to report generation. I think it is completely synced end to end. So I think these are the major features which we would like to explain it to you. I mean, for now, but for the want of time. And let's say I think Sudhakar was also explaining about the pricing, the kind of affordable pricing that we have launched. I'll just quickly take you through our pricing platform, our website. So these are the two new flavors that we have launched. So the virtual office is coming in two flavors. One is quarterly and the other one is annually. So we have launched this offer today. So the pre-launch offer, as a pre-launch offer, we have extended 50% discount. This is on a quarterly basis. You subscribe to the platform on a quarterly basis, it's 3,600 rupees per quarter. And on an annual basis, yearly basis, it's about 9999 per year. So this is a 50% launch offer, which is available till Wednesday. So if in case you desire to go for these packages, you can come to our website and come here and subscribe. Basically, punch in a few of your details and move to the payment gateway. Once the payment is confirmation, everything is done, we will get in touch with you and onboard you in 24 hours time from the time the account is activated. So I think I have covered briefly most of the features and what I was expected to, what I was looking at, thinking of expressing it to you. Now we will. There are quite a few questions from the audience. We will take those questions one by one, Mr. Krish.
Yeah, let's go.
Right. So the first question is from Mr. Mehta.
Yeah.
Sudhakar, please address this concern. How will an individual user or valuer's data be protected, security ensured, so that it is not accessed by anyone else? We have secrecy and confidentiality agreements with banks and other users of our reports, and hence the concern.
Good. Sir, this has been one of the biggest concerns as far as the Indian development cycle is concerned. While we did see far more advanced solutions available on a cloud platform, in the Western countries, many of them could not be replicated here in India simply for that reason, because the data regulations which exist as of today within the Indian ecosystem does not permit the valuers or does not permit the valuers to share the data or leave the data with any other external source. That's exactly the reason why we brought in the whole product as a hybrid SaaS. What we have now done is only the program layer vests with us. Now, the moment any data which gets generated gets directed by this program and goes and sits into your drive. Now, even as you would have seen Mr. Vijay showing you the data, see, whatever we see outside is nothing but just an interface. It's nothing but just a mirror. Now, the actual transactions happen, actual data is sitting inside your database. Now, we are only intermediary here. The what you see here is an interface which is on your computer. But any point of time, if you want to really go in, you can go into your Google Drive, and this data would vest in your Google Drive. And in our server, we have what we call as the program files. Program files are nothing but the directional files where we will say, if in case someone gives a submit command, what has to happen? If someone is going to log in, what has to happen? So those are more from a command standpoint where instructions are being given. But the actual data storage, the actual execution, everything happens at your drive, and which is at any point of time, even if in case you feel necessary, you can always change the password and restrict the access to whatever number of individuals that you may desire. See, most of the hacks or most of the data threats emanate from weak passwords. From multiple studies which have happened across the world, weak passwords are the easiest to link for perpetrators. And so long as the frauds are prevented, the threat of data loss is prevented, most of the issues would get addressed. With regard to the NDA or the non-disclosure agreements that you engage with your bankers, this data is with you. This data is entirely with you. This is there in your Google Cloud Drive. I mean, that's Google. It's in your Google Drive, which is attached to your Gmail, and that's exactly how this whole software is designed.
The next question is from Mr. Roy. Have you got recent real estate data of Northeast state of India?
Mr. Roy, that was a nice question, which invariably we again come across. See, real estate data, yes, uh, we do have real estate data which is widely circulating. But trust me, as far as India is concerned, we are still few years away from it. Maybe I would say at least another 4 or 5 years away from it, because digitization of the records are now happening, and for us to even extract some meaningful or reliable data, we are still few years away from it. There are now the rates which are getting quoted over these online portals and stuff like that, but those are again one way information. The information at which someone is willing to sell, the rate at which a transaction got concluded would be of more significance and importance to you, in my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or probably the rate at which it got registered, a particular sale got registered, that would be more valuable information from your end, is what we thought. And so long as we are not able to give you that bit of information, we thought we are still few years away from having a structured data repository of sale transactions which happen on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis. But however, having said this, what we are now trying to do is build up a repository for the negative properties. Negative properties in the sense, the properties which have been for which there exists some demolition threat or a lock and seal notice issued by the developmental authorities. And this we are trying to build it on a pan-India basis. This is our own repository, and this would be publicly made available to the valuation fraternity without any charges. I mean, this is irrespective of whether you come on board with us, I mean, avail Evalo or on, this would be openly available, because that is one area where we seriously thought there exists significant risk, because information is so much in silos that many a times it hides itself, and extracting these sensitive and critical data becomes all the more challenging. So this activity we've already begun. We have completed this exercise for 3 cities, and once we probably complete about 6-7 cities, we will start making it publicly available to the community at large. I hope that addresses Mr. Roy.
So the next question is from Mr. Degal. Can LNB London Building Valuer do plant and machinery valuations?
Sorry.
Can Land and Building Valuer do plant and machinery valuations? Maybe I primarily is asking from the software usage perspective.
No, from a software standpoint, from this standpoint, yes, this is agnostic, because we are not making any change to your report generation process. It remains to be the same. You can upload a individual house report, you can upload a plant and machinery report, you can upload a capital gains report, you can upload an insurance report, you can upload an automobile or a motor vehicle report, or an agricultural value, or for that matter an estate valuation report, or ship, or anything for that matter, anything under the universe, whichever is getting valued can be processed through this particular software, because we are a platform on the process space. Yeah, so it is agnostic to the kind of property which is getting valued. But if in case it was a question from the legal standpoint, I think I'm not the right person to address that particular issue.
The next question is from Mr. Ravichandran. I'm an individual valuer, small office. Is it useful for my type of office?
Sir, technology is something which is now becoming universal. Whether it is small office or a big office, we all carry phones. Technology is inevitably a part of our life. Now, small or big is again is very subjective. What we are now trying to say, give over here is a repository. Now, sir, imagine after 6 months or 1 year later, you have a standalone system, and that system hard disk crashes, and 1 year later, any of your client comes over and asks you for a particular report, that data is lost. Or for that matter, even if you have visited, or even if even a single employee office also, if one person visits a property, after 7-8 months, you may vaguely remember to have seen that particular property. You see a new property, I remember to have seen this somewhere. I have seen this in the past. I'm sure most of us would have experienced that. Now, all those get addressed with this platform simply because it is not just based on one parameter that the dedupe happens. The dedupe happens on almost 4 or 5 different parameters, and the possibility of something getting missed out from the dedupe is far more lesser with Evalo's virtual platform. I would rather suggest that don't just look upon it from a size standpoint. Look upon it from a larger benefit standpoint. We are providing you something which is the annual package, whatever Vijay was sharing, works out to hardly 800 rupees per month. So something as low as this, which could actually be much lesser than your electricity cost that we were saying. But what you gain is a complete record of all the valuations which you have done, and which is again mandated by the IVS. Even if you were to have it in your Google Drive, sir, having a correct name and then picking it up just based on the name, if in case the property is sold to someone else, and the applicant's name will no longer be the previous owner's name, the applicant's name will change, you would not be able to trace the property from your existing storage. But here with this one, the images whatever are there are getting get the coordinates of the property. So what we show you here is also based on those coordinates, and if in case there's a property you're valuing today, all the valuations which you have done closer to it comes into it. And as I was saying, the negative property base which is going to come up, if in case your property is in a lock and seal or whatever reason, all these information would be shown up in a piece of map, which will be absolutely easy for you to decide at just a click of a button. So the advantages are far too many for us to decide based on the size, sir. That's my humble suggestion.
The next question is from Mr. Sridhar. How different is this from Velocity?
Wow. Um, See, but this again, quite a lot of them have asked me. Software, be it eValo or Velocity or anyone for that matter, each software has a purpose to solve. A phone had a purpose to solve. Similarly, any software you take, it 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 solves a particular problem. Now, as far as eValo is concerned, what are we trying to solve? We are trying to solve the problem in the valuation industry. We are trying to solve the problem of the valuers. While on the other side, Velocity is also solving a problem, but solving a problem which the institutions have. So the starting point of both eValo and Velocity are completely divergent. Though we operate within the same ecosystem of valuation industry, the starting point of the approach to whole process is entirely different and entirely divergent. Velocity is trying to integrate and kind of channelize the institutional framework, but we are into the valuer community. We are trying to solve the problems which exist in the valuation fraternity. All our softwares are focused towards the valuation fraternity. We will be coming up over the next 1 year with a platform which is likely to be a different variant of eValo, which would also cater to some of the requirements of the financial institutions.
The next question, I think this question has been there multiple times. Is the cost for this particular package is a fixed cost, or it varies based on the number of files or valuations done per month?
Okay, good. Now, this particular package on the virtual office is again not based on users, usage, number of reports, nothing. This is, we are giving you a platform, and it is given to you on an annual license basis. And one time you pay the license fee, it is there with you for 1 year until renewal. There are no monthly charges. There are no additional charges whatsoever. However, if you wish to choose to integrate with Google Maps, because some of the features which we have showed you today are available to individuals at a far more affordable price. Now, say for example, the Google Map feature which we showed you is rather free for up to 50,000 extractions from Google. Normally speaking, if in our platform, we have close to about 1.5 lakh hits every day. But as far as an individual valuation firm with an average volume of say 500, 600, the number of hits are about 20,000, 22,000 maximum. So no individual valuer generally gets to pay for the Google API platform. So this piece of it, we have not covered under this. But however, as far as eValo is concerned, there's a one-time setup fee of some nominal 2,500 or 3,000 rupees, I'm not sure, for the third-party integrations, which includes Google API and MapMyIndia API. So as far as usage or user or number of reports, we don't charge at all. This is a fairly transparent, straightforward, simple proposition that is there on table. However, if you wish to go to the next package, or where the report or the actual valuation gets managed, at that level, we would be having a one-time setup fee and per report charges, because there the valuation report gets managed and the entire data pertaining to a particular valuation report gets stored in tables, in the form of tables, which again happens in their own cloud server, not in our server, in their own server, and it is more of a structured data and with far lesser disciplines around it. I did tell you, right, the Valo 2.0, I mean 1.2, so something similar to that. There are no other charges apart from this.
I think there were also a couple of questions on the report formats. I think that has been addressed, which they'll be able to generate in the subsequent higher packages.
Right.
So, is there an option? The next question is there an option of paying on a quarterly basis, or is it a fixed annual pricing model?
I think you can address this, Vijay.
I think, we have a quarterly package. So we also have a yearly package, as I showed you in the pricing matrix. I think you have both, as I said, there are both options are available for you to choose between. So the next question is, can can we do capital gain valuation in this platform?
Of course, yes, you can. As I had already told you, you can conduct whatever reports in whatever form it is, and you can have it uploaded onto this. For the benefit of some of our attendees, let me once again reiterate the whole process. The documents get scanned by somewhere, and the engineer completes a visit somewhere else, and both these two get combined and goes to the report typing team. And even assuming if it is going to be a smaller office, all of these get packaged together into one single drive. Instead of having scattered sources of these documents, you can download these as one single package, prepare the report in whatever form you have in your Word or Excel, in whatever manner you've been hitherto doing it. Just continue with the same process and upload this report into the platform. And this report also gets tagged onto your storage, and it is automatically sent to your client. Now, from a small valuation firm standpoint, this helps you in upkeeping of records in a very structured and disciplined manner. With mid-size and big-size valuation firms, the extra the additional and amazing features which get packaged along with this in terms of the employee monitoring or productivity monitoring, or for that matter the client query addressing, this will be a lot of a very big time saver and cost saver for you.
The next question is again from Mr. Mehta. How is the field staff's location tracked? Is his mobile synced with eValo?
No, the mobile is not synced with the eValo. What happens typically is we have a eValo application which gets downloaded in the valuer's mobile app. And once he gets into a particular case, we have a unique ID which gets tagged onto that particular case. Now, supposing 10 different visits are planned for a particular day, on a particular, when he picks up a particular property, there is an ID which gets tagged onto that. And basis that ID, the images that he takes gets tagged onto that. Based on his mobile connection, the places wherever he is, based on those towers, the lat long gets returned from his mobile, and that gets attached to the photo. So once this comes over, the photo, the lat long gets separated, and that is shown to you whenever you call for it. This is how this one happens. So the installation of mobile eValo's app in the mobile of the valuer is an essential requirement.
The next question is, looks like you have taken care of automating most of the things in the process valuation, really good. But ideally, a valuer empaneled with a bank is supposed to inspect in person. That is what the empaneled order of many banks insist. In this case, will this not lead to an unethical practice clearly getting documented?
Sir, I definitely appreciate and recognize your concern. We have come across many valuers in this country who are
Sudhakar, Mr. Sudhakar, we lost you. Hello? Hello? Mr. Krish, Mr. Sudhakar, we lost you.
from the
Yeah, you're there. Hello?
I'm sorry, I think I got disconnected. Can I start from the beginning? Vijay, am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. So see, we as a software company, we are going by the practices which prevail in the industry. And as an extension of this, we did go through few bank formats where it was clearly indicated that yes, the per site was visited by X, and the declaration was given by the proprietor or the director. But on a legal standpoint, if in case this were to be mandated in the days to come, then accordingly, whatever necessary changes has to be done in the whole platform, we would be going ahead and doing it.
Um, the next question is from Mr. Karthikeyan. What kind of training is provided after the implementation at Valuer office?
Mr. Karthikeyan, we have tried to make this software as simple as possible, simply because in the next 1 to 2 months, we are clearly not sure on how many of them would be able to even come to their office. So convergence in one single place could become a challenge, and that becomes even more a bigger challenge for us to train a team into something new, to adapt something new. So the whole objective of this software was to keep it as simple as possible, and the user should not find it any different other than just opening up a word and doing few things, or it will be very similar to an email. I mean, he opens an icon, he puts in his password, he logs inside, and then he sees the emails which have come in afresh. The same way for a report executive, they log into the URL, they punch in their password, they go, they see whatever is there in their inbox or their working queue, and that's as simple as that. This whole software is, we will be uploading quite a lot of explainer videos, stage by stage, step by step, slow explainer videos in both English, Hindi, and few other regional channels, I mean languages, and I'm sure that should be of greater help. And that apart, we are always available on email and on our chat platform, which will also be going live from Wednesday onwards. So these are the broad levels of support which we extend to virtual office. However, on the other platforms, we give slightly more personalized support to the other packages, because they are more complex and there are far more scope for much more different and different levels of complications to really come in. So we are always live with them to help them manage those support activities.
Looks like Mr. Jeet would like to add to this point. Mr. Jeet?
Hi, everybody. I was listening to the whole presentation. It was amazing. And it's the question which was raised regarding whether it is an engineer going instead of the valuer himself. Now, generally, I believe that most of the organizations of the valuers have various employees under them who are qualified to handle the valuations accordingly, whether they are qualified for plant and machinery or for land and building, and accordingly they need to be assigned those particular activities to go and make those site visits. And of course, this software is only creating a tag for that particular visitor as a site engineer. It does not mean that he's not qualified. That purely leaves the valuer to decide who is the qualified person visiting and making the valuation. It is only to that extent. It is the system is only a provider of the process, but who internally visits has to be somebody qualified, which is purely at the discretion of the valuer. Thank you.
Thank you. So the couple of questions, repeated questions, let me just clarify on the fees. The amount of fee charged as package, how is it charged? Please explain. I'll just take this question, Vijay, here. So with respect to virtual office, it is a fixed subscription cost. This comes in two flavors. One is a quarterly flavor, another one is a yearly flavor. So as a launch offer, we have kept it as 3,600 rupees per quarter, which is a 50% discount. Again, on the yearly package, we have offered it at 9999 per year. So there is no other additional cost except for the if at all you want to go for a third-party integration with Google and other services. So we just there'll be a nominal 3,000 rupees one-time setup fee for that. Otherwise, there is no other additional cost. Of course, in the other packages, there was also a follow-up question on the report formats. So if you're keen on the report formats, which is available in the next package, so of course there is a subscription charge and there is a usage charge, just to differentiate the packages. So
I think Vijay, another couple of questions.
Yeah, a couple of questions. In the place where this question is from Mr. Karthikeyan, in the place wherever network is poor, is there an option for the application to save them in offline?
This has the provision of storing it in the local device of the valuation site engineer. As and when the network, he comes into the network zone, this data gets synced with the server and it flows on. So the offline feature is enabled in this mobile application. Yes.
There's one question from Mr. Babu. If one license taken, how many assistants can use it? Sir, there is no limitation on number of users within your firm. Any number of users can use the application. I think.
Okay, done. Maybe just one last question.
Sorry?
One last question.
Yeah. Mr. Save has asked, can you integrate with the existing application? Sir, your information is, we would require more information if you're, what existing application you're referring to.
Okay, if I were to presume that if it is a web application and or you have an Android application, either I think Android may not be a standalone application, but if in case we have a web application and integrating that with the Android application of eValue may not be quite this one I would say would not be quite synchronizing. It will be like one car with some other tire, so it won't gel well appropriately, and that's a futile exercise. But if in case you're referring to some other application, we would appreciate if you could make it a little more clear. Yeah.
Next question is from Mr. Reddy. Is it possible to check other valuers data point apart from my own data?
I'm sorry, no. I'm sorry, no. No. Again, I said what will be available to you in the days to come would be community data, which is on negative properties, which is being centrally pooled and generated by eValue's research team. It has nothing to do with the other valuers, and those are strictly confidential, and it would not be possible for you to have an access to some other valuers data.
The next question: can we upload previously executed valuations for the sake of comparables to be made handy?
That's a good question, but then see, understand there are a few tools which we are presently developing based on AI, where you can actually upload the document and some of the fields of it gets picked up and gets stored in a structured tabular form. I think we have successfully tested that for about 3 or 4 different formats, bank formats. And as we move on, we should be having some more good news around that. But as far as the search functionality is concerned, the search happens again in a structured way. By adding a report to the Google Drive, which you assign for this valuation purpose, this software may not be able to really pick up data from that, because there is a particular pattern in which the data gets stored. And even if you had looked at the Google Drive, which I showed you, it will be having a pattern in which every single file is getting named and stored, so that when you call for it, the program does not get confused with which data to pick up. So there's a structured way, disciplined way in which these things get stored inside your Google Drive.
We'll just take the last question.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Does it have complete connectivity from banker to valuer to banker, from case initiation to valuation closure to back submission to banker?
This is a very interesting question, and we are in fact working around this with a couple of institutions very closely. We are at advanced stage, and we should be integrating our higher packages. I mean, rather the Business Pro and Suite, those packages are likely to get directly with the banking institutions. Once that integration is done, we do away with the manual copies or the printouts, and all those stuff is completely done away with. It becomes a system-to-system interaction. And the humans, as we interact only with our desktop or our laptop, we really don't get to send across a person collecting the document. That would save a lot of time, effort, energy, and finally money. So this is on with a couple of institutions. We are at very advanced stage. In fact, the beta testing is presently on with one of the leading NBFCs. So yes, this is possible. But as far as the virtual office is concerned, see, we are no specific data point gets stored anywhere in a structured way. Yeah, we are. This is the entire report which gets saved for you in your Google Drive. So if in case the banker is fine with getting the report as a whole, then absolutely yes, this platform can facilitate that. But as of now, I'm not sure whether bankers are keen in fetching an entire report and putting it into their database. As of now, they would want field-wise data for which they are giving their field IDs and we are giving our field IDs, and these two are getting tagged, and the information exchange will be happening from their empaneled valuers into their server, whatever platform they have for lending. I'm really sorry. I'm actually getting late for yet another meeting. I'm extremely sorry, but I'm thrilled and amazed by the kind of participation which we have received. And this only goes to say the kind of love we have received from this fraternity all along. We are thankful and grateful to one and all of you for having spent 1.5 hours with us on a Sunday afternoon. We really look forward to traveling with you. And this is a journey. eValo Virtual Office is just the beginning of that journey. Thank you, and wishing you all a safe exit from Corona too. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeet. Thank you, everyone.
So, thing is, there are quite a few more questions. So we'll just try to address them one to one as much as possible. However, the session is recorded. We will also share the recorded video across to you. And we'll also try to record a demo version of the platform and send it across to you. So thank you so much. So for joining us with, for the session. For any further query, please do get in touch with us. Please visit our website, www.evalo.in. You can also write to us at robin@evalo.in. Of course, the contact details are available on our website. We will be pleased to address any further queries and look forward to have you all on board on eValo. Thank you so much.